Okay, we are live. Okay. Just making sure that the stream is good and everything. I hate the new YouTube layout. Yes, not a fan. Oh, that's interesting. How you can do a dual stream. Anyway, let's go find some games to cast. So, that's not what I want. YouTube. It's amazing how Chrome still has these bugs. There we go. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just have my emails pop up on screen, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There we are. Okay, let's find us a game to cast. Gonna cast a game, then get into playing versus the bots. No emails were seen. Glad to hear it. That's always the risk of casting or doing anything on a PC that you use for everything. It's like, not that there's anything that I really care if people see, but it's just out of habit, you know. Maybe we'll do a -0 game to start things off. Although that's not popping up on me. Oh no, it is. Okay, good. And hello to everyone that's tuning in. Make sure to click that like button if you haven't already. Kiss. Who is this? There's a new bot testing the Kiss framework. -0 and Eris. Ooh, look at this. Eris beat -0 twice on the ladder. I don't think we'll cast -0 versus Eris. Here, how about I don't want to get a spoiler, so I'm gonna do the hand spoiler thing. Close your eyes. I want a Benbot game. That's it. That'll do. Perfect. There we are. All right, we've got our first game of the day. I should actually no, I'm not gonna bother standing up because I'll be playing soon, and I cannot play while I am standing. I'm still rolling all over the place though. This floor is not level. Okay. Let's make sure that we got the tunes going. We've got two bots ready to fight for our entertainment. I gotta make sure to change the screen. And there we go. Merry Christmas, everyone who's just tuning in. If you are joining the stream and you haven't already, click that like button. And I'll try and make it a good cast. All right, so in the upper left, representing Terran and humanity, which is ironic because it's a bot, it's Benbot BC. And in the bottom right, we have got -0, the top bot. And as a result of being the top bot, it's maybe always got a bit of a target on its back. I myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, -0 lost to Eris on the ladder recently. Holy cow. It's not easy being king, because the knives come out, right? But we do have Benbot playing an interesting style here, going for a single proxy Rax and then another Rax back at home. -0's Probe Scout checks the natural, but then does go for the important main base Scout. And from the timings, it should be aware that this is the second Rax. The first Rax for Benbot already done, and heading across the map. We'll see if this can cancel the Nexus, actually. If Benbot can cancel the Nexus with this opening, that would be nice. In fact, it might almost be essential here. SCV does start throwing up a bunker, so we will have a successful bunker contain from Benbot. And, yeah, well, it should be successful. There's no probe pulled, nothing like that. As -0 does have its first, well, it's Cybercore finish, so it will be able to start up a unit soon. Goes for an Adept, which is not the best choice here necessarily, although if it can get across the map to harass while this cheese is going on, it's possible. The contain gets scouted, -0. All of a sudden has got a lot more minerals to spend since it canceled that Nexus, so we do get 2 more gateways going up, a Stalker being produced and chrono boosted, as Benbot is just on one base itself. So it's important to remember that this isn't Benbot getting a huge amount of damage done. It will be good damage if it can get a prolonged contain against -0 and then just get up its own expansion. But this in itself is not just like a ticket to victory, basically. So let's see here, as we have got an Adept shading out, keeping eyes on that bunker. Does it go past? No, it cancels it. Meanwhile, Benbot just chilling on one base still, getting up a tech lab on a factory so it can get a siege tank going. We see just how much Benbot is delaying its own natural base to make this, to reinforce this push, basically. However, time may not be on Benbot's side, as, well, the timings anyway, as -0 is about to have 3 Stalkers pop. And that might be enough to break this bunker. As I say that, though, another Marauder shows on up. And the main question is, can Benbot get this tank here? That's the power of this contain. The contain gets taken to a whole nother level because bots struggle, even -0, to deal with siege tanks at times. I do love what -0 is doing with the Adept, using the shade constantly. This is something bots can do that humans can't, is just use units to their maximum ability. The tank is crossing the map. -0 has 2 more Stalkers finished. It is deciding to try and break this. There's a decent amount of bio to actually buffer for the bunker. That's quite important as the SCV repairs, but I don't know. -0 is probably going to get this as the SCV dies. Benbot scatters, and its bio is kind of trying to do a fighting retreat, but this is -0's power. When it just breaks Benbot, it will just kill all these units. The Marauder can maybe get some shots off, but then it dies. And we do have the tank for Benbot running all the way home. There is a bunker and a Widow Mine there. But holy cow, these Stalkers are hot on the heels of Benbot. The tank does get back and sieges up just in time. Meanwhile, the bunkers are being repaired here. And so the wall will hold for now. But yeah, that was cutting it close. Honestly, on both sides. If the tank gets there for Benbot, then -0 bleeds off a lot more, cleaning up that contain. If -0 is a little bit quicker, it might be able to grab that tank. So very interesting dynamics there. We take a look. The Protoss is a little behind. Benbot's got a slightly higher worker count. -0's Nexus isn't quite done, but it's almost finished up here. And so, once again, we have Benbot in a situation where it's got a slight lead against a bot that's arguably superior, or has historically had its number, I guess would be the better way to say that. And it's, how is Benbot going to come back in this? Well, not come back, but maintain this lead. Because now's the time for -0 to kind of just do -0 things. It's got a battery going up in the natural. I love that. There isn't one in the main base yet. And we'll just have to keep eyes on whether we get a third base from the Protoss or not. As -0 actually steps forward, it eats a siege tank shot. Benbot is pulling more SCVs to repair the bunkers here. It's a nice full bunker. Some marauders in front do need to be careful. Concussive shell is researched. Benbot's production tab lighting up like a Christmas tree. This is one thing that I don't get. That might be a bit of a waste in this matchup for Benbot. It's getting Infernal Pre-Igniter, guys. I don't think Benbot builds too many Hellions, although it's already got one, although it just died. Seems like a bit of a wasted investment. I honestly don't recall how much that upgrade is. It's got to be, what, like 175 or 150, 100 maybe? The Hellions for Benbot, though, do not react quick enough upon seeing all that danger. Meanwhile, we have got a fusion core now on the way for Benbot BC. So it is heading towards that battlecruiser tech. -0 is kind of heading Benbot off a little bit in the sense that it's got this Stargate going on up. And that is going to allow -0 to potentially react to this rush quite quickly. Well, I say this rush. React to Benbot's teching to the battlecruisers with its own air units. Now, Benbot is just chilling on 2 bases. It's got really no chance to expand yet, as it's got 20 stalkers versus, well, -0's got 20 stalkers. Benbot's trying to inch out, but, like, if these marauders step out, -0 will just kill them all so easily. Which is terrifying, but that's just what bots do. The -0 could probably kill all these marauders without a single unit loss. Turret does allow an observer to be picked off, so that's nice for Benbot. I almost wonder if Benbot should go for a hidden base, like, in situations like this. This is very matchup specific, but it's like, yeah, maybe Benbot should do that. It's difficult to say, because it's not like -0 is scouting around the entire map or anything like that. If Benbot had actually did that, it could potentially get up a command center quicker, you know, have a place to drop its mules. Of course, it's busy spending all its money on things like drilling claws and high-sec auto-tracking and an extra starport, but it's something to think about. The Terran bot is feeling confident enough to move out to secure up this 3rd base. It's got to defend this planetary until the planetary can defend itself. However, with good tank repositioning, Benbot should be fine. It's got to be careful, though, as -0's army is quite large. There is 59 supply with +1 attack. Benbot losing a few bio units here and there as the Protoss is contained, just continues on. Meanwhile, -0 does get up a 3rd base. It's getting up an extra starport, so it's going up to 2. It's already got the fleet beacon done. So late game tech is here for -0 whenever it wants it, but it might not have the economy to sustain that, comparatively to Benbot anyway, because the 3rd is just getting up for the Protoss, which is delayed. The worker count is really nice for Benbot. And all in all, things not looking too bad here for the Red Terran bot. We've got another command center going up for Benbot. The battle cruisers are on the way. The concern, though, is that that the Tempest will just be able to counter the battle cruisers. -0 would probably notice the smaller army and probably attack and win if Benbot were to sneak a base. That's possible. I don't know, though, because breaking tanks and bunkers is something that, understandably, -0 needs to have a lot of confidence to do, so it needs, like, a ginormous army. Benbot might be able to sneak that out, particularly if it altered its build a little bit. Who knows? For example, like, not getting Infernal Pre-Igniter, that sort of thing. We do have a battle cruiser teleport on in for Benbot. It might be a one-way trip, though, as there is already one Tempest out for -0. That Tempest will have to come back to deal with the BC, but look at that, another one pops on out, so the BC's in trouble. No Yamato cannon either, so it can't get any damage done. And so Benbot is going to run this battlecruiser to safer pastures. We'll see if it can get out of the vision of -0 and survive. But no, look at that. -0, even though... Oh, it does forget about it? No, it remembers it. That's the power of -0, guys. The fact that it's remembers when there's a BC tucked in the corner. A lot of bots would just forget that. Now, Benbot is attempting to secure up a fourth base at the 5th base location. I think that's a quirk of Pylon, as I don't think Benbot's the only bot I've noticed doing that. Supply-wise, though, things are not terrible for the Red Terran. Upgrade-wise, -0 is in a pretty good position. Its ground units have +2 attack. They're heading to +3. Benbot is still playing with just 0-0 bio. The upgrade spending for Benbot is in those BCs. We do have a Yamato cannon going to kill off that Phoenix. The Protoss bot is on 4 bases, going up to a 5th. And yeah, interesting match between these two. Like, nothing's looking terrible for Benbot. It's just -0 is such a monster that you're like, okay, at some point something's gonna happen. But all that's really happened is 1 dead battlecruiser. Benbot's got the economy, a phenomenal economy, by the way, as it goes for its own 5th base already. And let's see here as Benbot is moving on out. It's got a large chunk of bio. Taking this fight is a little bit risky. Again, the upgrade lead is here for the Protoss. There's no Medivacs to support this bio, so Benbot does turn around. It kind of just freed up supply, though, for more battle cruisers. And yeah, we're even getting a 6th base now for Benbot. -0 on 5. This is a late game, pretty respectful macro game, all things considered. There's little skirmishes, but these bots have just been chilling for the most part. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying these live streams, click that like button. More bots. And yeah, let's see as Benbot goes on in. -0 is a little out of position, but it's very quick to respond here. The BCs are eating Tempest shots, eating lots of Stalker shots. They don't even get off their... They don't even get off Yamato cannon or anything like that, so more bio being thrown out by Benbot. Again, that does allow it to transform its army into this better composition, more BCs being produced, although it is rebuilding Hellions and Marauders, so I don't know about that at this point. But for now, Benbot's still in an okay position. -0's army is quite scary, though, as we see 6 Tempests, 19 Stalkers. I'm not sure Benbot will be able to handle that, no matter how it engages, unless -0, like, breaks itself on a wall or something like that. We do have 2 Widow Mines, but there's an Observer there for -0, so those will go down. The Observer might die. Double Yamato Cannon gets queued on up. That kills off a single Tempest, so Benbot does pick off the first Tempest. There is another planetary morphing here, but -0 may be able to get that prior to it completing. That would be a big deal. We'll see. There's a turret there to help out. A battlecruiser's defending it. We also had the anti-armor missile by Benbot to soften up this Protoss army. An anti-armor missile pairs very well with BCs if they can actually get attacks off. Their high rate of fire, which means that effect gets multiplied of the reduction of armor. Now, the pressure is still on Benbot. Benbot doesn't have a bank all of a sudden. It's not at 200 supply, as the Protoss is killing lots of transferring SCVs too, as 26 have gone down. Now we have got Benbot securing up yet another base. The pressure remains. This is the time in which the Terran generally would want to counterattack or something like that, I feel. The one Thor could help out, and it actually is zoning out the Tempest, and thereby zoning out the entire army of -0 as the units kind of move together. So look at the effect that one Thor is having. The Tempest want to stay away. The ground units want to stay with the Tempest. And so Benbot's not looking too bad here. We do have another Yamato cannon queuing up on a Tempest. It was already scratched, but it doesn't quite die. Meanwhile, the planetary is being repaired. There is Teutonic destabilizers, so those Tempests deal tons of damage to the buildings. Benbot might have a hard time saving this base. All the SCVs repairing it just about have died. The Liberator's firing on some of those units, but now that's gone. And yeah, this is a one-way street as far as pressure goes. Benbot loses the base. It's still got a decent, in fact, a really nice battle cruiser count. But look at this. In the past minute, it's lost about 40 SCVs. You remove those SCV deaths, and Benbot's probably maxed out. I really think we need Need Benbot to be a little more careful with its workers or something like that. As 2 more Widow Mines are set up, there's an observer there for -0. Do we have a counterattack? Anything like that? Benbot's distracted by a single Colossi down here. Meanwhile, this base is being pressured. SCV's transferring and going down. The count is now up to 76 dead. We do have a nice anti-armor missile hitting a few Stalkers. The Stalkers are actually cornered, and the BCs move in. Can they get off the critical Yamato cannons to reduce that Tempest count? It doesn't look like it, but man, oh man, the Thor for Benbot, it really does a good job. When he shows up, the entire Protoss army backs out. But I think it's a story of a slow death here for Benbot, as just -0 is poking. It's so abusive, and I say that in a good way. It is just incredibly effective. We have a teleport of battle cruisers for Benbot getting onto some Tempest. Double Yamato cannon gets dropped. They do not shoot the same Tempest, though. And while the Thor's presence remains, we actually have the natural being breached here. A slow death for Benbot, but such is life. As, yeah. -0 will take this one. Hello to everyone who's tuning in today. If you guys are enjoying the stream, click that like button if you haven't already. And look at that, -0 even taking the base of Benbot. It wastes no time. So we'll fast forward this one now. The setup didn't look that bad for Benbot. It's just once the initial engagement started happening that it wasn't quite able to maintain. So it's difficult to say what Benbot should have done differently. The counterattacks, not losing the SCVs. Like, I think some BC harassment from Benbot would be very strong. Like, teleporting one to one of these bases. And who knows, maybe -0 just recalls and the BC dies. But you got to do something. Again, easier to talk about than it is to actually solve. But now we have got that done. Oops, not supposed to be pulling that up on stream. Oopsie daisy. Oh, we've got Inception going on here. My apologies, guys. Whoop. Wait, what is recording? Got a game capture. No? Display capture. Turn that one off. There we are. The Blue Flame Hellions driving to their deaths constantly was not good. Yeah, that would be very avoidable. So, guys, we are going to do something a little different here. I'm going to play versus some of the bots. Now, I can pull it up on stream. Let's see. Display capture? No, wrong display. Right display. There we are. So you guys can see that there is... that this is what the app looks like. You pretty much just have your pick of the litter for the bots. Pick your map, all that good stuff. It is a little funny at the start, just because you do have to do some kind of quick switching, because the way that the versus AI app works is that the way that it works is basically you have to run 2 versions of the game at once, and that basically causes you to have to switch between the games, because you got sound coming from 2 games. They both don't launch full screen, so you start a little bit behind, but again, you're playing versus bots, so it's fair. Just, I've never streamed it, so it might be a bit of a mess, me trying to ensure that I'm on the right screen. But, yeah, let's see here. Because, like, at first you don't know which game version's yours. So, okay, so this one's mine. Turn that sound off, turn that sound off. Take this one. Alt-enter to full screen. Okay, let me change that, and there we are. Except for some reason that is not showing up full screen. Very bizarre. Anyway, that's a little better now. Got a cold. I'm sorry to hear that, Tom. I hope you feel better. Oh wait, it switched to the wrong... okay, we're gonna do the display capture method. That's better, there we go.
You must construct additional pylons.
Okay. Game sound is also a little high for me here. I have no idea what build I'm doing, by the way. My start is not very planned. Should I tell you what bot I'm playing against or let you guys figure it out? Oh man, what a jerk. Oh, bunker! Now you know. No, kill it, kill it, kill it. Supply block, not good. Fuck you, Benbot. Okay. Okay, let's send the Zealot across the map. Who knows, maybe we can punish Benbot a little bit. Okay, got another SCV. The SCV fighting the Zealot. I haven't... my build's so messed up. Oh, a Marine! A Marine! Another Marine! The Marines, in theory, should be able to micro perfectly against the Zealot. Oh, I'm not going to delay that. Do we have any bots that bunker rush with Reapers? I don't think so, because... not sure you'd really want to, because they don't synergize as well. Can we abuse Benbot a little bit? Is there a tank out yet? Doesn't look like it. Unless it's sitting back there and I can't see it, but... Oh, now there's a tank. If you guys happen to want to play versus these bots, I believe, I'm not sure if the link's in the description to the live stream, but it's in the description for every single one of my videos. Oh, it's repairing it. It's gonna be close. No, I got it. Got it. Oh, gosh darn it. Whoops, stalkers. Oh, can we get the infinite tech lab kill? Yeah, it's a little unfair when you're playing versus the bots and you know and you cast them every day. It's like, oh my god, I'm so good. I'm beating the bot that I know exactly how it plays. I'll play Zerg in my next one. Oh, Benbot's got bio. I can probably just kill that, can't I? No, it's gonna repair it. I wonder if it's got a third up yet. Let's find out. But now it doesn't have a main, so... Zerg versus Micro Machine, that could be a tricky one. I don't know, is Micro Machine in this version of the bots? Oh, we're under attack. It does have a third. Okay, let's bring the hammer down. Zerg versus Micro Machine, I'd probably get rolled. How do you guys feel about matches playing against the bots, by the way? Or would you prefer... That's got building armor, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. This felt... Oh, Widow Mines. Sorry, Void Ray. Oh, yeah, it doesn't have... yeah, how do you guys feel about matches against playing versus the bots, or do you prefer I just cast on the stream, that kind of thing? GG. Okay, I gotta make sure that I fix my game capture, display capture thing. Okay. Is Micro Machine on here? It is on here. You really want me to lose, don't you? Let's give it a whirl. Yeah, click that like button if you guys haven't already, and if you want to play versus these bots. Okay, that's Micro Machine. Alt enter.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Okay, let's see if we can delay Micro Machine with a drone. Out micro the Micro Machine.
We require more minerals.
I know I could definitely Ling Rush Micro Machine to death, but we'll try and make it a macro game so it's more fair. And by that, a macro game so I lose. Is that so, eh? Let me in! Let me in! I was hoping to get more harassment done. I better get a spawning pool up pretty soon though, just cause, you know, Micro Machines Reapers could give me a bad time.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday. Is there any bots that you guys would like to see me cast next? I'll probably do a cast after this one. We got a factory for the Micro Machine.
Our drones are under attack.
Oh! Oh no, it's here! It's here! Oh gosh, this is the end. This one Reaper is gonna kill me.
Our forces are under attack.
Can I get it? Can I get it? No. Dominion Dog. Oh yeah, I can cast a Dominion Dog game. I don't have speedlings.
We require
What are you talking about, Micro Machine?
our forces are under attack. We require our forces are under attack.
Oh.
We require more minerals.
I should get speedlings so I can actually kill this Reaper. I'm not gonna get it, am I? Okay, we got it.
The Hive Caster is under attack.
And I'm supply blocked, not nice. Let's try spreading some creep. I heard Zerg players do that. Run, lady, run! So many overlords are dying now.
A tree tumor is under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Oh, I got the tumor up. Great success. Okay, I should get some gas coming in though. I'm kind of a low-tech Zerg right now. Hey, get off my tumor.
We require more minerals. We require
Yeah, a Dominion Dog game could be very fun to cast.
we require more minerals.
Maybe I'll try some mutts.
We require more minerals.
Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I never researched speed, did I? Oh, I'm gonna have to defend with a bunch of slowlings. That's not good. Man, it's sending a lot of stuff out. Oh, here it is. Oh, I didn't know that. That's really interesting. That you can't tell in the API. Yeah, right, you can't, because that's why people assume, like, Colossus always have range and things like that. The attack of the slowlings. I guess I kind of just broke Micro Machine with this creep. I said I wasn't gonna cheese, and then I kind of just cheesed. Micro Machine's usually pretty good at cleaning up creep, so I'm surprised it hasn't gotten Expo up yet. Hey, that's long distance mining. That's interesting. Here, maybe we can kill our own creep tumor. I don't think I'll get a ling in there, though. It's just got so much stuff off one base. Who knows? Maybe it's got another base. It's never enough overlords when playing Zerg. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, okay. I still haven't researched speed. I forgot about it. Okay, I think we've got the win on this one. The early hatchery cripples Micro Machine, it turns out. Oh, it actually did eventually scan to clear up the base. Now I feel bad for going to kill it. I'm curious if it'll get an expo up or not. I didn't. It's got a rack over there, which is kind of weird. Still haven't saturated any gases. Which AI are we against? This is Micro Machine. What the heck? My drones! Zerg might just be the most fun to play race because of banelings. All right, let's enough playing around. Let's send 80 banelings at it.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. The hive
Ah. The Banes killed the rocks. Okay, well there goes my 80 banelings. Thanks for that, you jerk. Okay, this seems like a fair bit of stuff. I'm wondering if it did get up another base. Did you get up a hidden base, Micro Machine? Send another queen to go find out. Okay, I also need some more drones. Ah. I'll try and play faster, make it seem quicker. Yeah, it must have this base now. Oh gosh. Did we let Micro Machine live too long? Is it gonna punish me for my sins?
we require more minerals.
It's probably gonna get up battle cruisers at some point too. I should build a Hydra Den and a Spire. GPT starts out at like 10x. It's impossible to follow in the early game. Like 10x speed, you mean? Or
We require more minerals.
oh, you need a hive to get lunge? That's ridiculous.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Oh, we got a marine with the rock. Oh, can they get any connections? No, they're being distracted by a Hellion. I need more stuff. Oh god. I don't actually want to die to Micro Machine. It's probably on like 4 bases by now, if I had to guess. Look at that. Look at all this stuff. How many bases do you got, man? Look at that. It even got this base. What the hell? Okay, I gotta get some lings over there. Maybe I can do some lings over there and some lings up here. I started the game off with a proxy hatchery. That's how they got there. This is not good. Damn, Micro Machine is a savage. It did turn around to eventually clear up. Alright, let's get out some big boys like some Ultralisk or something.
We require more minerals.
I have way too much gas. Not enough minerals.
We require more minerals.
Bet that base is nice and exposed again.
Not enough energy.
Goldings. Not gonna lie, guys, I actually ended up sweating a little bit on this one. The bots do run away. Like, if you actually let them get to a macro game, they're very, very formidable.
Mineral field depleted.
I wonder if it's got this base now. Should take some bases. It still doesn't have its natural either because of that. That's a big overextension.
Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Vesping. Metamorphosis
Go, Ultralisk. Get him.
forces.
Oh, the SCVs are actually running pretty well. This is definitely good for them.
Metamorphosis complete. We must place that on a Vesping. Mutation.
All right, let's see. Let's see a micro machine can hold us off. It's got a lot of Marines. It's not exactly, kind of splits, but then it's just standing there mostly. Ultras aren't exactly a meta thing, so that kind of makes sense. Like, we never get bot ultras. We don't get them that often, do we? If ever.
Depleted.
Mind if I steal the build for my Zerg? Yeah, the proxy hatch into 3 hatch. Yeah, just don't try it on the ladder. There's so many buildings I gotta kill. And my Hydras, I think, are probably still only... they're +2 attack, but... Removing its natural really screwed with it, but you see how quick they build up. Like, if you give bots time, or if you don't slow them down at the start, I mean, it's Very impressive how fast they build up everything. Oh, there's an ultra in the main. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, no, Micro Machine sometimes builds crazy like that. It just plops things down. It gets away with it usually because it's the aggressive bot. So what does dash do? The Zerg stim. We've yet to see a bot use that. Wait, where's its last building? Oh, there it is. -0 isn't in the bot app. No, it's not. I believe the author sent me a copy to play at some point, though, so I could throw that in. I think I just need to, like, implement it. Which would be a fun thing to do at some point. Yeah, I think that's good for playing versus the bots. Maybe time to cast some more. Turn that off. Go back to there. I have a version of negative. Yeah, -0 was on the Versus AI app at some point. So it does exist. I'm just gonna switch to standing now that we're done playing the bots. Yeah, someone requested a Dominion Dog game. Going up. The slow cinematic rise. Okay, let's find a game. Someone requested Dominion Dog. I think I'll probably do a TVT because unless there's any bots in particular you guys want to see Dominion Dog play. Do the hand thing so I can't see the result of the game I pick. 33-minute game versus Benbot. Do we want to watch that? That could be good. I mean, I think, yeah, that'll probably be a fun one, eh? I think we'll do that. Because I've wanted to cast a Dominion Dog versus Benbot for a while, but I was like, I do a lot of TVT on the channel. But it's a live stream, so we can do what we want. Because it's bonus content. Oh, I don't have the game capture on anymore. Hello? Capture the game, please. There we are. But it's all messed up because I adjusted it. Is that the full screen or no? Okay, that's better. Okay, so we have got Benbot BC taking on Dominion Dog. I am actually going to take a brief little pause here, though, guys. I'm going to go make a coffee real quick. So I think that's the game plan. Take a little break, grab a coffee, come back, watch a nice long game, and keep her going. Yeah, click that like button if you guys haven't already. I'll be back in the time it takes a Keurig to make a coffee. Holy cow. It's so funny. I don't know why YouTube does it. It switched to just the live chat again, and it shows everyone's chats for the most part. I think it might have been hiding the angry lemurs. No, because he just chatted, and mind me's. It's such a stupid thing. Anyway, I got coffee. Life's good. Click that like button if you guys are tuning on in. We have 24 viewers. If we can hit 24,000 likes, that would be amazing. And how does one play versus the AI? Developer get their hands on bots not normally available for download? Yeah, usually it's in collaboration with versus AI to get the bots on there. So we've got BenBot going for its proxy barracks. Proxy barracks. And it's sending out another SCV. That's interesting. Oh, that was just scouting. Meanwhile, Dominion Dog is scouting. It's going to see the lack of Iraqs and probably respond. More bots, more coffee. I also grabbed a quick brownie while waiting. I watched Apollo 13 last night and baked some brownies. Okay, so the rush begins. BenBot not targeting the SCV, having a bit of a lost opportunity there. Now, I still don't think Dominion Dog can really save this, although its Reaper is out. The Reaper will run right into the racks, but the bunker's going to get up, so Dominion Dog will lose the CC, I think. So we got this Reaper chilling on here. It will be able to farm the Marines potentially as they pop out one by one. Oh no, it turns around. That's a tricky situation for bot authors. A Reaper can kill a single Marine if they are the only ones engaged, even if the Reaper doesn't micro, for those of you that didn't know. But that is a fairly common thing in TVT, where the Reaper will turn around to be safe. In theory, you could get that efficiency as the Reaper lets another one go. All right, so Dominion Dog is contained on one base. BenBot's had its way. It's now got the tank on the way. It's got the command center going up. I promise next game I'll cast a non-BenBot game. I didn't really think about how I was casting yet another BenBot match. Would be way more fun to watch you play a bot without neutering it for the first 4 minutes. I can probably do that at some point. The thing is, though, like, they will literally just out macro you. Like, if I go into a ZVZ with Eris or something, and I just start building... I just build drones for the first 6 minutes, Eris will be maxed a minute or two before me. And then it'll just harass and kill me with its endless micro. And it's not like I was, like, rushing trying to kill Micro Machine, but yeah. I do have a habit of neutering them just because... It's like, hey, I got a drone there. I know if I build a hatchery, it's going to really mess with the bot. Message retracted. I didn't do that. So, Dominion Dog showing us some very good behavior, though, in that it does get out a tank to clean up BenBot's bunker. BenBot's own tank was late. Again... Honestly, one of the most interesting... BenBot is an amazing late-game bot, but one of the most interesting things about it is its early game. Like, this bunker contain, there's so many different ways it could be taken. Like, what if it proxied the factory, too, and the tank got there sooner? Would that have way better success? Maybe. I do love Dominion Dog for its expanding behavior, though. It sees, hey, I'm free to expand now, so it builds 2 bases at once. BenBot's got the quicker natural, of course, but Dominion Dog's going to try and catch up. It's also building a Viking. That's very important against BenBot, which is heading towards that BC tech. Merry Christmas. Merry Crimstas, by the way, everyone. We got the Hellion the car driving around for Benbot. Benbot is actually a bot that does do scouting throughout the game. Like, I kind of noticed, oh, what match was it? Was I casting? Yeah. Like, that not every bot checks the corners and that kind of thing during an actual game. That's why I was like, maybe Benbot could get away with the hidden base. Okay, so third up for Dominion Dog. And the Hellion's still scooting around. I might try and put on a filter here real quick. Video capture device. Let's see if I can ruin this. Filters. Do I still have that filter enabled? I'm guessing it was this plugin. Background removal, that was the one. Oh, that's actually not too bad. Do you guys have a preference on whether I use the ghetto green screen or not? Because it's not like it hides that much, but then you get my mic popping in and out of existence, so... I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't like it, because when I move, like, you lose half my face. I think that's probably why I disabled it. What are you studying in school? I'm in school for civil eng tech diploma. How do I remove this? Okay. I don't prefer the flickering. That was exactly it. Even people with proper green screens, like, depending on what clothes they're wearing, they still get the flickering, so... Okay. We kind of knew this going in, that if it was a long match between Dominion Dog and Benbot, that there would be this lull as they both build up. Benbot does have its first BC out. It's not teleporting across the map suicidally like they sometimes do. It's just floating. Dominion Dog, meanwhile, going into its Viking Banshee strategy. Based off the styles of these two bots, you think that Dominion Dog probably has the edge just because it does go for Vikings and Banshees by its nature, which would lead to it winning the air battle, as we see. Look at all these starports. Benbot's only on 2 starports. And when you're building BCs, you need to control the skies. I mean that you need to have enough support for the Vikings, for the battle cruisers in Vikings. Otherwise, your BCs just get bullied by Vikings. So we've got Dominion Dog moving in, getting a bit aggressive. Yamato Cannon going to delete a Cyclone, though. That's quite nice. There is no mag field accelerator for the Cyclone, but it still damages the battle cruiser a fair bit. We have a Liberator setting up, a few Banshees harassing. A Raven is present for Benbot, though, so the Banshees can be seen. They can still micro against Marines, potentially, though, but with the Viking, they'll be pushed away. And so Defender's Advantage really does help out. We even had the 2 Widow Mines fire during all that chaos. Defender's Advantage is good. Now, we look at the production tab. It's Benbot's turn to just boom, as it's got so much going up there. The 1-1 upgrades are very nice. Dominion Dog doesn't have any armories produced yet. I'm surprised by the lack of a 4th base as well. Looks like Dominion Dog is trying to start that. The Hellion does get shown the door by the Raven, though. And we've got Dominion Dog saying Terran late air, battlecruiser Terran late anti-air, which does mean we have 2 armories on the way. We're getting that 4th base. Benbot, though, already got its 4th base landed. So an economic lead for the red Terran. Coffee is good. As we've got Vikings on the way here for Dominion Dog. The Viking count is one of the big things to watch, as, holy cow, I didn't even realize that they were getting aggressive again, or Dominion Dog getting aggressive as it moves in with a few Marines, a few tanks, and just enough Vikings to force Benbot's own air army back. And I was talking about how nice it was for Benbot to have this 4th base up prior to its opponent, but Dominion Dog says, yeah, that I can't let it get away with that. And so it does go to work. There is the one tank for Benbot, the defending tank, incredibly useful as the SCVs are repairing it too. So the Banshees can't just pick it off. The SCVs can out-repair the Banshee damage. Dominion Dog did get a tank further forward though, and it does kill off the tank of Benbot, which means this will have to be cleaned up by other means. The BC gets 2 injured and retreats. Very nice auto turret usage by Benbot though to secure the defense. And yeah, just crazy engagement already. Resources lost starting to climb for both bots as both of them have been throwing away quite a bit of stuff. But for now, Benbot's got the lead of the skies. It's got the upgrades. It's got the higher Viking count. It's just very interesting how the engagements and the dynamics between these bots work because you get like ground units guarding the air units, and so it becomes this weird phenomenon of how many you want to build. And on paper it's like, oh, you just build Vikings and tanks. The Vikings control the skies, the tanks control the ground, but there's a lot of crossover on each side. Like if you just have some Cyclones or Marines, something like that, maybe you can pick off a few Vikings. Maybe you can jump on a tank, something like that. We do have Dominion Dog getting overly aggressive though, as it throws away a lot of Banshees. But take a look, guys. Look at the map. It's freaking command centers for days for Dominion Dog. This is one of my favorite things about this Blue Terran bot. It will expand all over the bloody place. And look at that. The SCV paths on over there, too, to take Benbot's bottom right map. Dominion Dog is going to have, well, right now, just 5 orbitals, but it's going to have a fair few more once these other bases finish up. And so it's investing a lot into its economy, which means it really shouldn't be fighting right now. It's going to try, though, as Marines move forward, trying to get a tank. There's enough to guard that, though. So Dominion Dog heads on home. Benbot not going to capitalize on that. And we actually did just have a Thor produced for Dominion Dog. It's not stuck either, which is significant. And look at that. Benbot wanted to take the bottom right. Dominion Dog's like, nope, my base now. Another SCV path gone down. Oh, I bet that SCV was trying to take that base too. Oh my gosh, Dominion Dog is crazy with its economy. This Hellion for Benbot may be able to get a lot of kills. For now, though, Dominion Dog going to try its luck once more. It kills the turret. It's got a lot of Banshees that are just going to be shot out of the skies as Dominion Dog has way fewer Vikings than Benbot. Take a look. Well, now it's 3 versus 16. The one Thor will be worth its weight in gold. Benbot has produced fewer battle cruisers than usual since it has been in the high Viking production, which means the Thors can actually be useful. If there's like 6 to 9 battle cruisers out, the Thors probably just get Yamato'd to death, but when it's a smaller number like this, the Thor can be a very good anchor point for Dominion Dog. Meanwhile, the base in the bottom right, not quite secured. But look at this, a Raven actually coming down to kill the Widow Mine. You gotta love that behavior working for Dominion Dog as it's now taking these 2 bases. And Benbot is just, it's been out expanded by a ridiculous margin. The income is going to be significantly higher for Dominion Dog. We're not quite at the peak there yet because these 2 aren't orbitals, but it's going to be like 10 orbitals dropping mules. There's 9 mules versus 4. Both of them are on very healthy economies, so it's not as big of a difference, but it's still pretty big. The Vikings of Dominion Dog go for a suicidal dive. The trades are not very hot. We do have the one Thor being an anchor point. Yamato Cannon kills a Raven. How many Ravens have died this game? The Thor actually gets killed by auto turret. Yamato Cannon... auto turret, Yamato Cannon copy, combo, pardon me. And then we have got, just looking at the resources, the units lost. Yeah, Benbot's been trading pretty well on everything but the SCVs that tracks is. And now it's actually moving in to clear up this bottom right base. If it can secure this location, that's very important. Dominion Dog probably is going to play most of this game with a base lead compared to its opponent. But Benbot will need to at least secure 1, ideally 2 more bases. And look at this, though. Dominion Dog's like, hey, this is my base now. So Benbot has to go clean it up yet again. You gotta love the bots. If you want, I can send you a copy at -0. Yeah. I don't want to waste your time in case, like, I don't actually get around to playing it. reasonably quickly, though. But if I do, maybe I'll send you a message. I do need to get my vengeance on -0. It is one of the bots I've lost to. Let's see here as the Banshees for Dominion Dog come on in. They dive a turret. They're killing off some SCVs and Marines. And we've got the Vikings engaging too, working on some of the BCs. Very fluid movement. Dominion Dog didn't actually lose that much there. It loses one Thor, it lost the Banshees, but it kept the core group of Vikings alive, which is important. Upgrade-wise, things are going to be evening up. 3-3 will be done within the next minute or two for both bots. And then we've got this situation where Dominion Dog is still mining from a base of Benbot. Benbot has secured this other location. Right now, though, it's 9 orbitals to 4, so Dominion Dog does have, or should have, a higher economy, so it can justify these trades, which are far worse than what they should be. We got a Thor fighting 2 BCs. Fortunately, Yamato Cannon is on cooldown. Where's the Vikings of Dominion Dog? They should be helping out. They're not, though. Okay, there they go. The BC does get on out of there. Maybe I need to shut up. Previously, I have talked about how the HP threshold for Benbot can be a bit high on the BCs, but it seems to be working perfectly lately. That one teleported out maybe a bit early, but still. Who knows? Maybe it would have been targeted by all the Vikings, so that's fair. Okay, we have got more Thors being produced by Dominion Dog. It's lost 3. It's got 2. Banshee's still flying around, going to kill off that Hellion. The Vikings of Benbot are getting a little bit far out there. And we are at a maxed out situation now for both bots. Vikings going to work on each other as Thor's on the ground are trying to help out too. The Banshees, there's really nothing for them to kill on the ground, which is part of the problem for Dominion Dog. They're kind of just dead supply. That's 10 Banshees worth of supply. That could be Vikings. As Tom says, Dominion Dog's Vikings are all single targeting. We saw Benbot fire 2 volleys there on different targets, whereas, yes, Dominion Dog just fires them on 1, which is why we have 60 dead Vikings against 40. That's a fair difference. It's honestly not a ginormous difference, but clearly it's enough because Dominion Dog is on a way smaller bank than Benbot. Vikings are taking a trade. Defender's advantage is pretty good. A battle cruiser actually goes down. Was that the first dead BC? Yes, it was. As the Thor can help zone out these Vikings. Right now it is 17-19. That's pretty close. Benbot needs to be careful not to take a bad fight. Things have been going well for it so far, but attacking is much more difficult than defending wave after wave. We take a look at the bases right now. We see Dominion Dog is already starting to mine out this location thanks to mules. The location down here has a Widow Mine chilling at it. The one mule still mining though. It's funny. Look at these few patches have been getting mined, but these ones are all fresh. That's still a significant income. But look at this. Even the gold base mining out. This base got a few low patches. Dominion Dog's been mining. It's been burning faster than its opponent. And now it's got to defend once more as there's a nice Viking count for both bots. The Thors on the ground are susceptible to the Yamato Cannon. As we see, Benbot seems to just have the perfect amount for that as one of the Thors gets dealt with. There's still one remaining. The Viking battle is pretty close, all things considered, but Benbot does have more than its opponent. The Banshees are just dead weight. The one Thor, though, that stayed alive is actually going to be enough to zone Benbot back and maybe even get a few of these Vikings, as some of them do get sectioned off. So that's an okay pickoff for Dominion Dog, and it definitely needs that. Look at the banks right now. It is so in favor of Benbot just because it's been losing way fewer resources, about 20,000 difference between the two. Now, we got the base in the bottom right still being mined. Not mined for Benbot. That's important. It's being mined for Dominion Dog. I'm guessing the Ravens are trying to get over and clean up that Widow Mine. But we can see the turrets blocking that Raven from going there. And now the Raven's going to have a bad time joining the other 7 that have died, potentially. Although it does make it to safety. Good pathing there. Marine for Benbot trying to clean up this bottom right location. This would be a big win for Benbot if it can secure this location. However, as it secures a location, it might be losing one as the Banshees are killing off a fair few SCVs. The tank's still alive, which is a big deal potentially against the Thors, but the Banshees actually pick them off, or pick the tank off on their way out. Still, though, Dominion Dog has no choice but to retreat. It's actually going to change target with the Banshees finding this vulnerable base. There's enough Banshees to pick off the turrets. Not quite, though, I guess, as one of them does go down, so they decide not to take that engagement. Benbot's still hitting this base in the bottom right. That's a big deal, as right now Dominion Dog has one more base than its opponent with losing this one in the bottom right, but it's traded way more than an entire base worth of resources. Auto turret gets dropped on down. And now Dominion Dog may be in an even worse position as the one extra base that it does have is being worked on. Dominion Dog just trading out a little too quick for its own good. Fighting at sub 200 supply is not something you want to do in any late game matchup. And so Benbot's efficiency is catapulting it forward to a probable win, as we see the Thor can try against the BCs. Fortunately, Yamato Cannon is on cooldown, but it's still +3 BCs. They can kill a Thor. Yeah, Vikings on the way here. Banshees on the way. Dominion Dog can only maintain these trades for so long. And I think the main thing is that it hasn't abandoned the Banshee production. It's still spitting them out. If it was going just Vikings, just Thors, it could probably handle Benbot. But it's lost how many Banshees? 57 Banshees this game. That's a ridiculous amount, guys. Most StarCraft games have 1 or 2 Banshees, maybe. Yes. Benbot now hitting this location with a Hellion. That's a nice bit of harassment. We have an engagement once more. Benbot ahead on supply, so this fight should go in its favor. There is a Thor killing a tank. It does get the tank before it dies. But then there's just not enough Vikings, as a lot of the supply for Dominion Dog is in production. It's building more Banshees, and so the late game optimization of Benbot is just slow and steady. And it overcomes the power of Dominion Dog. This is, yeah, really nice play by Benbot. The slower expansion style works if you can get ridiculously good trades. Good behavior from Benbot, and then a little bit of subpar behavior from Dominion Dog, as it was just trading out too much stuff. Maybe having not the perfect composition. So I think we've probably got our victor here, guys, as Dominion Dog will be fizzling out. As look at all these bases starting to mine out. Let me know if there's any bots you guys want to see for the next game. Click that like button if you haven't already. We'll try and get like a Zerg and a Protoss involved for our next match, maybe. Vikings still skirmishing. Dominion Dog holding the line. Defender's advantage in bot games is a big, big deal. As we see, as soon as Dominion Dog's on the defense, things start to look better for it. But Benbot's securing... Benbot built a planetary in a funky spot at the gold, but it works. Have you seen Argo Bot? I believe I have. We can check out one of its games. Maybe it was on my list of bots to check out. A very slow death, because we know this game goes on for another 7 minutes. I don't see Dominion Dog winning, though. Almost 100,000 resources lost. Well, not almost, but uncomfortably close to it. 80,000. We'll see if we hit the 100K mark. I don't know if Dominion Dog has that much money left on its side of the map. It's definitely got that much in structures. All right, faster, faster, faster. As Benbot slowly gets the W. Yeah, we are going to cross the 100K lost. 200 dead Vikings. Holy smokes. GG. Well played by Benbot. Okay, so Argobot, you say? Let's take a look here. A Protoss bot programmed by Organic. Have I cast this one yet? It is a newer bot. Sharky framework. Yeah, I think I must have seen a game of it, but let's pick a random one here. It is playing Div 1 bots. Xena? Yeah, let's do a Xena game. That's a bit of a nasty test for it, but yeah, let's do a Xena game. They do mine out the map. It has an interesting strategy. Okay, we'll see what you're talking about there, Tom. Xena saying, prepare to die. Also GLHF. And so we've actually got a rare bot PvP today. Argobot, a newer bot, but it is speed mining. And then we get a forge from Zeta. Oh, it's going to be Tempest, isn't it? Argobot's also double gassing it. Like, the fact that it's built off the Sharky framework makes me think it's not going to be some crazy cheese or something like that. But it is going double gas before gate. I didn't even notice it was before the gateway. Which is kind of unheard of in StarCraft 2. But who knows? Are we going to have like Tempest versus Tempest or what? What is Argobot going to do? We got the safety cannons for Xena. Probably one of the best additions for a mass Tempest bot. Spend the extra minerals to shut down 99% of cheeses. There's the Cyber Core going up. So I guess like the timings aren't that different. Both their Cyber Cores are started reasonably close. Now what's it doing? What's this? Are you going to build a pylon there or something? What are you? Or, oh, is this an anti-adept pylon? That could be it. Is that in the Sharky framework? Like pylon blocking in PvP? That would be impressive. For now, we wait for the Cyber Cores to go up for each of these bots. We know it's going to be a Stargate from Xena. Argobot, oh, what's it going to build? What's it going to build, man? A battery and a Stargate. And a Stalker and a battery. Oh my gosh, we're going to have a dirtbag PvP, aren't we? I think we're going to fast forward a little bit. One base versus one base. PvP. Unless it's Phoenix or something. Okay, we do get a second Stargate, which I think is wise from Argobot. Is it going to be Phoenix? Because it's not building anything yet. Meanwhile, we got an Oracle on the way for Xena. No, it's just delaying the Fleet Beacon unnecessarily long. You don't need 2 Stargates before you get your Fleet Beacon up. If you're waiting on your Fleet Beacon. The first Tempest is on the way here for Xena. Argobot could be building 2, so there is a world in which this goes well. No Tempest starting up. It's a mothership. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is going to be terrible. But it's going for a mothership. Okay. I've seen it all. And Tempest. Mothership into Tempest. Unfortunately, there's already a Tempest here for Xena, but the Stalker's going to soak lots of damage. And the Mothership is going to be out. I don't know how modern Motherships do against Tempest. I know they pack a punch. I know it'll be able to cloak and that kind of thing. The Stalker's soaking some damage. We do have 2 Tempest on the way, so it's going to be 2 Tempest versus 2 Tempest. Defender's advantage is strong, but there's also going to be a Mothership in the mix. So let's see how this goes here, as the Mothership is going to potentially block and cloak for the for Argobot, as its own Tempest can just get some shots off. This is totally wacky. Xena is pulling back the injured Tempest. The shots are being split up on it. How long does that cloak last these days? 20 seconds, so eventually that will run out. The second Tempest of Argobot is about to pop out. It's also got the Defender's advantage, and now it's 2 Tempest versus 3. Xena not using Revelation, really. Okay, so it's a Lunax VRR, basically, is what this bot is, but it builds a Mothership, so it wins on style points. The thing is here, Xena's got an expansion going up. I don't know if Argobot's ever heard of an expansion, as that's going to be really problematic because Xena's going to have more gas, so more Tempest. Although Xena is 1 Stargating it, so it's got less production. The current Tempest count is 4-3 in favor of Xena. We'll see if it can maintain that. We're getting a Robo for Argobot, probably for observers, but that is precious gas taking away from the Tempest versus Tempest effort. Xena's paused Tempest production, though. 5-3. Now it resumes, so it's going to be 4-6, but then there's a Mothership in the mix. The Mothership could be what wins this for Argobot if there's not adequate detection. We all know that bots struggle dealing with detection, so a Mothership can probably screw with a lot of bots. It's bugging out on the stasis. Yeah, the observer will reveal it, though. And it might be a better thing it's sitting back and building up, but here we go. We've got 4 Brave Tempest and a Mothership moving out, going to be engaging the Tempest of Xena at some point. The thing is, though, that there's going to be batteries, there's going to be cannons defensively for Xena, so unless there's some major micro mess up. Here we go, though. Tempest versus Tempest. That might be enough to actually damage through the battery, but it doesn't look like it. As, yeah, I think Argobot's in trouble, as it is fighting in a very dangerous location. The Mothership shooting away. It is interrupting mining, which could be a big deal. However, it has already lost a Tempest. There's no cloak, so yeah, Argobot throws away all its Tempest, and the defensive bot wins. I bet if Xena was the one that attacked here, Argobot would have won, but instead we're gonna have a Xena victory. Argobot did eventually expand, which means it killed that battery. So, very bizarre. A few Stalkers are out on the map, because why not, I guess. It's dead, though. It's 8 Tempest versus 2. As the Tempest play Pong. And Argobot's, yeah, just broke. Xena's got a better economy. Even, it's funny, Xena's Tempest build, it only ever has 1 Stargate, and then it just spams Zealots, but it works. GG. Oh, thanks for that suggestion, Tom. Xena's a tough opponent, so. All right, what will be our next bot match? Is there any new bots on the ladder for us to critique? If you guys enjoy these live streams and you're still tuning in, click that like button. Subscribe, join the Discord, all that good stuff. We could do a Sharkbot game. When was Sharkbot last updated? Has it got any love? Oh, classic 502. Ah. Ah. It was last updated. Okay, so Sharkbot actually got an update today. Yeah, the Tempest bots are a problem. But just wait, Tom. If you ever solve the Tempest bot problem, you'll all of a sudden be beating like 10 opponents. So you'll be able to get some nice ladder points. Maybe a Sharkbot PVZ. Sharkbot Veteran Revive. Sharkbot Tier. Could be a good one, although that's Terran. Sharkbot Dodo. Maybe a Sharkbot Cannonana if there is one. Although Sharkbot's actually lower on the ladder right now, so. Sharkbot Cannonana, how about that? Or Sharkbot Eris. That's a 3-minute game. What is that? Let's do a 3-minute Sharkbot Eris game. Take a look what goes on in this madness. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, it could be a crash. Yeah. Or it could just be Sharkbot being Sharkbot. Who knows? Yeah, there's no probe pull. You're probably right that it's a crash. Yeah. I wonder what caused it. Oh, Sharkbot actually. Although that's not how crashes are assigned, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the logistics of killing your opponent in 3 minutes. Okay. Now we'll do Sharkbot Cannonana. Yeah, the logistics of having, like, probes kill a command center in 3 minutes, yeah, it's pretty tight. Maybe if your opponent was AFK, you could do it. Because what, it's 20 seconds to get across the map or something like that? 20, 30 seconds? So. Okay. This one hopefully isn't a crash. I wonder if there's a way for you to put your hand in such a way that you can see the cause tab. Yeah, usually I just see the length. And then like, I don't cast short games that often. Just wait, I'll be scarred again eventually. Like, I'll click on like a 30-minute Micro Machine replay or something, and then I'll be 20 minutes into the game, and then it'll crash, and then I'll go back to screening my replays for a month, and then I'll get complacent because there hasn't been a crash for a while. Such is life. You can filter cause to game rules. I can do that. That takes like all the games though. Like if I click on the cause, it does. Hold on, if I click it twice, it'll probably show me all the non-crashes. Anyway. All right, so we've got a probe scout from Sharkbot. Probably a little bit of chat. GLHF, much love. More bots, says Babo83. I agree, more bots. That's why we're here. And if you guys want to see more bots, click that like button. Subscribe. Consider becoming a YouTube member if you've been watching the channel a while. Shorrock 9333. The probe just getting kisses and then moving away. Yeah, that's how that goes. The interaction between a worker and Zerglings is pretty funny too. The speed difference is so small, but oh, Sharkbot might lose that probe. Like, it takes so long because then the Ling pauses to attack and then the probe gets a nice little advantage. This guy might die though. All right, place your bets. Dead probe? I'm thinking dead probe. Oh, okay. I'll have to play around with that. The filters tab. The filters tab. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I can't remember why I haven't used that. I've definitely looked at that before. And maybe it was because I just usually try and cast like the latest replays or something. I'm not sure. I'll play around with it. Honestly, what I do works pretty well, so for finding games. Like, it's pretty rare that I click on a game on the channel and it's like a dud. Like, if it's a terrible game, I'll just fast forward and be like, yeah, this is garbage, and not upload it. But that's very rare. Well, it's pretty rare. So we've got Sharkbot being extra safe, building 2 batteries at the front of the door. Guys, what do you think happens if you lick a shield battery, like it's a AA battery or something? Can you lick a shield battery? Okay, so Sharkbot started a building, cancels a building. By the way, is the tournament going on, or did I miss the final stream? We actually, there's going to be the round of 8 coming up on the Versus AI channel pretty soon. And then on the, I believe the finals is the 20th or the 21st. I should really know that because I'll be casting it. But yes, so the tournament is still in progress. There's going to be 2 more broadcasts on the Versus AI channel. And then I know there is whisperings of another tournament for an AI arena tournament at some point too. So ending the year and going into 2026, there will definitely be more bots. That'll be my New Year's resolution. More bots. Maybe to program a bot. I'm done my exams, Babbo 83, which means I have no excuse not to program my bot. Although I am going to try and do like a little bit of pre-studying for the courses. Yes, I wouldn't be live streaming if I still needed to study. Although I must say, doing YouTube videos that are like a... Oh, okay. The round of 8 for this tournament is best of 3s for the ProBots tournament. Honestly, the best of 1s weren't bad for the gauntlet. Unfortunately, with the new maps, there was some crashes and stuff, but I'm sure the next one will be a little bit smoother. Yeah, I'm like a huge fan though of the new format. Well, I shouldn't say new format, side-loaded format, but if all future tournaments were more inclusive to lower level bots, I'd be a big fan of it. And so I'll definitely be championing for that, because I think it was really cool to see bots like Bot-Tato and Mulebot and Mike and all the others that I'm forgetting to name. But yeah, because we've seen the best bots quite a few times. It's still very exciting to watch them in tournaments. We have a great defense here from Sharkbot. Look at that Adept micro. As these Adepts just shade all over the place. Nice stasis ward. Caught so many roaches. I'll shut up and talk about the game now, as we've got a Phoenix hunting some air unit, or just killing off an Overlord. Adepts are terrible against roaches, but there is the air units to support here. And Cannonana doesn't necessarily understand the nuances of roaches can suicide in and probably get a good trade against Adepts and Oracles. But for now, it is keeping the pressure on its opponent. In fact, this is quite an aggressive game from Canonana. Paused at 52 workers, just trying to kill Sharkbot. Sharkbot, meanwhile, only building Phoenix. And it's building a fleet beacon in the most questionable position I've ever seen. But why not, I guess. And then we have got, let's see, more Phoenix on the way. An Oracle did just fly to its death. Another one moves on in. Very strange how Sharkbot sent the Oracle all the way across the map to reveal that one roach that was burrowed. And then we still have the constant pressure by the Zerg, but it's very difficult to push on in. And Canonana doesn't realize, hey, I can just ignore these air units and probably kill the Protoss, because it probably could. And it actually is going to get aggressive here, so I might have spoke too soon. Yeah, the army of Sharkbot is not that big, as the Phoenix can lift up a few Lings, a few Roaches. There is the 2 batteries to make a nice hold at the natural, so it's actually very good for Sharkbot that Canonana isn't just killing the 3rd base. We even have an energy recharge. More Adepts are warping on in. I believe that's a slow warping, though. That's not ideal, as they could have been getting off a lot more shots. And then even if they are shooting, Adepts kill Roaches so slowly. Then the Roaches can just burrow. Where are the Void Rays that Sharkbot desperately needs? I think things are looking mighty bleak here for our Protoss hero. Yeah, you pretty much just need to build Oracles and Void Rays against this. Oracles or Void Rays. But yeah, very well done by Canonana. The fact that it actually did engage there against a largely air composition is quite impressive. It took a moment to go for it, but it actually had the stuff, and that's impressive programming. And Sharkbot's dead, guys. I don't know why this game is so long if Sharkbot's dead, but it's dead. It's getting out a carrier. Somehow it's able to afford one off its 16 probes that it cannot keep alive. The carrier might be enough to have Canonana go home. Not that I think there's hope for Sharkbot to rebuild. Yeah. Bots will be a little frustrating from time to time. The carrier may be able to save Sharkbot for a little bit. Sharkbot can barely afford to build interceptors. Yeah, Canonana is just going to chill. And yeah, Sharkbot's a tough one to fast forward because it has a very high APM, so it lags the game a lot. Oh, Phoenix getting grabbed by infestors. Yeah, I'm a little more choosy as far as the games I cast on the channel. Like, if I've seen a matchup that doesn't look very good once or twice, I probably won't cast it again. Like Sharkbot versus Canonana. In hindsight, their last few games haven't been very good. So I probably shouldn't have picked on a Sharkbot Canonana replay. Oh my gosh, this is such a slow death here. We're fast forwarding, but the game's lagging, so time's actually moving close to regular. In fact, it might actually go quicker if I just go 4 times. The fleet beacon is still holding strong. Look at it. It's beautiful. Sharkbot, I'm pulling for the fleet beacon, team fleet beacon. Okay, Canonana's coming in. It's knurling all the stuff. The carriers are going to die, and Sharkbot is a dead nerd's bot. GG. All right, let's find another game. Who haven't we cast for a while? More cheese. So should we do like a relay or a Y game then? That's cheese right there. Okay, let's do a really/Y game. If we want more cheese. An Antibot game. Has Antibot been updated yet? Probably not, I'm guessing. A Micro Machine game. That could be fun. Really versus Micro Machine? Let's do it. Yeah, Antibot's still not updated since May. Just gonna turn the heat down 1 second. If you guys are not in the Discord, by the way, go ahead and join the Discord. As I ping whenever I do a live stream and tournaments, so it's a good way to get notified. If you're like me anyway, I disable all Discord server notifications for the most part. Like as soon as like a server pings me once, I'll disable the notifications from it, unless it's like a server that I actually want to get notifications from. So that's what I'm pretty sparing with the pings, unless it's like a big announcement or a live stream that I want everyone to come check out. I'm not going to spam you. All right, so we've got carriers from Really. Not an early game cheese from the cheese bot. Micro Machine. A very adaptive bot in the sense that it chooses its builds based off win rates, so it will play differently. Really, I don't know how Really selects its builds. Oh, did I forget to change the scene? Whoopsie daisy. Ah. My apologies about that. And yeah, click that like button if you guys haven't already. Micro Machine going for the CC on the high ground. Double racks. Excuse me. Really and Y pick a strategy and move on to the next one once it loses. Okay. Thank you. We get a bunker for the gas mining from Micro Machine. When are you other Terran bot authors gonna be a man and copy Micro Machine for the gas bunker mining? I'm calling you guys out. There's the Stargate. Nexus going up for Really. But I like my ears. That's fair. Once Micro Machine starts bunker mining. How is Dysnomia? Yeah, that's true. Dysnomia is not quite as cheesy as Y and Really. Speed mining was enough of a hassle. Yeah, you gotta be a madman to do this, right? Does anyone know the math on this? Like, how much more effective is this? Because then there's like the what's the word? Non-quantitative value, I guess. In that, like, a bunker could potentially save you from harassment in your main base. Like, if an Oracle flies in here and it sees this bunker, it's gonna be like, oh shit. Saves 1 worker per gas. So it probably pays for itself. Micro Machine scouts and says, ruh-roh. Your fleet will not be a match for mine. I detect a mining bunker. Oh, really? That's a that's a very anti-Micro Machine thing, mind me. So you just so -0 will actually just ignore those bunkers? That's really cool. You can actually put 2 Marines in it. Because the API, I assume, lets you select which unit you want to unload. Or it's not just like the general... Yeah, it must do, because obviously you couldn't mine gas otherwise. It's got to track the SCVs somehow. Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool if we did get maps to allow you guys to tell whether a bunker's loaded or not. That's probably how it's gonna be from now on. Like, there's quite a few things I imagine that could be added or improved to make bot authors' lives easier. Micro Machine still scouting with its Reaper, going to get aggressive. This is why we love Micro Machine. It's like I got 18 non-upgraded Marines, 2 tanks, and Stim. Well, I guess they are upgraded if they got Stim, but they're going to try and cancel this third base of really hasn't been known for being strong with mass air units, but it's going to try here. The Marines can potentially just kill these interceptors, but they're not shooting them, which is actually a big deal. They're going to dive on the carrier, though, which got way too far forward. Micro Machine stims, kills the carrier, and will get that third base down. It is at least a cancel, but honestly, losing the carrier is probably a bigger deal than losing the base, because they take forever to build. The cannons will buy a little bit of time with the batteries. I do like how really has spent money, but no, the carrier getting way too far forward. It does survive, though, and now its friend is here to back it up. The Marine count isn't quite what it needs to be. There is actually a new Nexus being attempted. There's a tank actually parked on top of it, so the tank can't shoot the Nexus. Isn't that funny? The tank won't shoot the Nexus, even though the Nexus actually occupies squares far enough away from it. I never knew that, because I've never seen that, because bots are weird. But you learn something new about StarCraft every day. As the carriers are enough to push Micro Machine back, the lack of combat shield on the Marines probably made them a little too squishy. The tanks are donations. And then we have got Micro Machine on 3 bases, now building Vikings. However, really is up to 4 carriers, with number 5 and 6 on the way. There's a little bit of a supply block, actually, for the Protoss. Although I guess it's not much of a supply block, but it's a little bit of a supply block. The third base could very well be shut down again. Saving this is important for really the carriers do come in. I think we need to see the Protoss bot get some static defense up at this third base. The probes are just being chased around by the Reaper and the Marines, so they do need to just hard path back home. But the defensive behavior of probes is quite good for Team Eris's bots. That's a rare case in which they probably don't want to do that. So the Nexus gets saved again. It can begin regenerating shields, however, really is still just pulling back to park its carriers at its natural, which in some cases would be a good thing, some cases would be a bad thing. If Micro Machine comes in for another attack, which it's doing, this third base will be interrupted once more by the Terran bot, as Micro Machine's still just building Vikings. It's got 7 now, which might be enough to kill a carrier. It's that weird middle ground. It can either go great or terrible for the Terran, depending on how the engagement is. If the carriers can get all their interceptors launched, if the Vikings are, say, landed when the carriers show up, that's problematic. Marines stim in, and then they say, uh-oh, that's way too many carriers. So, yeah, the Terran does overstep. This is the time that carriers look very good, when it's just a few Vikings. Micro Machine not dealing with the interceptors either. We see bots struggle with interceptors, right? They can't be targeted directly. But now we see there is a 4th base going up for Micro Machine. We'll see how it handles this mineral field. It obviously can't build the gas here. Micro Machine won't know that, though, because it's a new map and Micro Machine's old as dirt. But yeah, let's see, as the Terran bot is building more Vikings and going to try attacking once more. Really is on a happy 4 bases. It needs to stay on a happy 4 bases, though. And here we see The Terran coming in, disrupting mining at this base. The carriers slowly move on out, and they might be able to save it. We'll see if the Vikings dive on in. There's still not enough of them, though. It's 12 Vikings against 9 carriers. The carriers also have 1-1, whereas the Vikings do not. So Micro Machine's attacks are falling short once more. If the carriers chase Micro Machine home, Micro Machine may just be dead. So this is a time in which the Terran really would need to be hitting multiple locations or something, as really is just approaching that scary maxed out carrier army. Yeah, you have to A-move. But I get, like, do our interceptors actually recognized as, like, units if you account them into your pathing? Like, if you tell your... Because it doesn't seem like it, right? At least for Micro Machine, but... They're units, so... If you have general pathing to say, like, hey, don't move command while... Don't move command, basically, while an enemy unit is nearby, your bot should, in theory, actually attack them. Okay. They're definitely... You definitely do want to ignore them, though. A lot of the time, but not always, as we've seen. And in comes Micro Machine once more. It locks onto the assimilator, which is a weird target, but it could be a weirdly good one. That's a lot of gas mining lost for, really. The problem is Micro Machine is not killing the carriers. It is not pooling up enough to dive against them like, say, Ketrock's bot would do fairly often, and it's just falling flat. This is why LaughNgamez VRR terrorized the ladder, and because bots just... it wasn't really in the meta to deal with carriers, but the interceptors, they just break bots so well. And yeah, I think Micro Machine just doesn't understand carriers. Well done by really. Now, if really was to do this against a bot like Eris or Benbot or -0 that's had some work in response to bots like LaughNgamez VRR, I imagine it wouldn't be as successful. But Micro Machine, a bit of a victim to it. It definitely had the stuff to at least trade out, like 10 Vikings against 6 carriers sort of thing. If you suicide, you'll probably get at least a carrier. Gotta go grill. Hey, enjoy the grilling. Have yourself a wonderful day. I was actually probably going to call the stream there, guys. We've been live just over 2 hours now, which for a LaughNgamez stream is pretty long. Usually I'm like an hour, and then I'm like, oh gosh, I need to eat, because I always decide to stream at the worst times, and I do need to eat. So now that Mind Me mentions grilling, one more, let's go. I suppose we can do one more. Is there a particular bot you have in mind, perchance? Maybe like a Y game. A nice little cheesy Y game or something like that. Click that like button for one more, guys, and we'll make it happen. Join the Discord. Click that like button. And if you're watching the VOD, leave a comment. Micro Machine refuses to die. My name is La Cucaracha, and I refuse to die. As it does actually have a drop getting off and some random Viking harassment. This is what Micro Machine needed to do earlier. What's that bot that likes Banshees? Dominion Dog? We had a Dominion Dog game earlier. Unfortunately for Micro Machine, it does have its main base be found. Yeah, you can rewind the VOD though if you want, or after the stream, if you want to see those games. Yeah, like, if Micro Machine had just attacked, like, the 4th and the 3rd simultaneously, those slow carriers, it could have been, like, really could have been just torn to shreds. Like, for example, Wicked Bot, I bet, would do pretty well against released carriers. Maybe I'm wrong and it just gets bopped. But, like, if it was dropping and then building its Vikings behind it, I think that'd be pretty good. There are 2 more bases. Yeah, Micro Machine refuses to die. And it's got enough minerals to build another one, too. But there it is. GG. It's called Really, because Micro Machine really needs to die and get out of the game. Okay, we'll do a Y game next. Let's pick our match. Why? We're not going to do a Zozo game. Let's do a bot that gets updated. Do we want to see a -0 game? A Y versus -0? I think so. Okay, here we go into our final game of the day. I'll just say it once more. Click that like button if you guys haven't already. Subscribe. Check out the member perks if you're interested in that kind of thing. And let's go. A TVP. I still got to do my cast for tomorrow. I burned through my video backlog while I was studying for exams, so I do need to get into the habit of recording now that I'm on holiday break. Okay, so a TVP, the top Protoss bot taking on a newer cheese bot. I do hope we get the Widow Mines just to see how -0 handles that. The thing with -0 though is that it's such a stone cold killer that like a lot of cheese bots or bots that rely on gimmicks it just kills beforehand. Like, who knows? If I'd like to see -0 against Reely's carrier build, because I like to see -0 lose. You must be frustrated a lot, as it very rarely loses, but Widow Mines cannot be handled. Is it the drops or just the fact that you need constant detection or what? We do have the double gas from the Terran bot, which means quick factory. Is it going to be BCs, mines? It's got to be mines, right? Really will have difficult with the blockade, like -0 parking stalkers outside its base, you mean? That's what I imagine. I think -0 would probably just kill Reely in a lot of the games. Reaper kills the scouting probe of -0. There is, however, an adept on the way. That adept may have to be defensive, but we see the reactors en route. And it's interesting that -0 scouted this and said, hey, double gas factory, I'll take my expansion. And that's exactly what a Protoss should do. The Reaper inside the main base might be able to get a probe. That would be nice. It's already denying a good amount of mining. The Adept completed the shade, so it has to come back. Is it going to shade again? That would be a big loss. Oh, okay, a Stalker pops out, though, so it's fine. The Reaper has yet to get a probe. Can it get it? It's not going to prioritize it. It's going to prioritize safety. And now we do have the Widow Mines on the way here. Where are they going to burrow for Y? Because in theory, -0 can just bypass this with the Adept. They do burrow. Oh, this is going to be close. The Adept doesn't shade, but it's going to run right into the Widow Mine. Womp womp. Look at how the mine unburrows as soon as it fires for Y. That's interesting. It was getting ready to run away if there was another unit present, but since the unit that was present died, it just reburrowed, I believe. That's my interpretation of that. We do have the second factory done, researching drilling claws. And now, the cool thing about Widow Mines, guys, is they are very, very cheap. They are 100 resources total. And, yeah, they're 100 resources total. And, they are able to kill units that are worth much more. Like, one mine fires once and kills a stalker, it's paid for itself. It kills a zealot, it's paid for itself. Any Protoss unit, except a probe, it's paid for itself. But when have you seen a Widow Mine kill just one probe? Not that often. You can't tell what a Widow Mine is targeting. Do you think that's something that could be fixed via the maps? Probably not, but maybe. Like, could there be a tag added to a mine to let a bot author know what unit it's targeting? Or would that just break the game? Is the game not designed to update tags like that? Okay. So, like, is that something the API supports or just is bugged? Because, yeah, that would be something cool to fix. Anyway, we have the drop going out. -0 is going for the counterattack. We've got, the Medivac being zoned out by the Stalkers. It's going to go for it now. One mine unburrows. That's going to be a dead Stalker. Another dead Stalker, potentially? Yes, and now mining disrupted as -0 is warping in Stalkers on the other side of the map. It does have an Observer coming home to deal with these mines. It's a lot of denied mining time. As we can see, -0 not able to track that these mines are on cooldown to get back to work. Now the Observer shows up and all of a sudden it's confident, which is nice to see. The Medivac loads up and does actually save some of these mines. They're probably coming off cooldown pretty quick. They do unburrow. But there is, of course, the Observer. The mine should burrow to stay alive. It's just going to die. And so Y has not got sufficient damage done. It's got 9 Widow Mines somewhere. Where are they? Okay, there's 4 at the natural. There's some in the main. Oh, there's another Medivac. -0 staying out of range of that one. So that drop actually got intercepted. And so the just micro of the Stalkers of -0 is enough to deal with the Widow Mine shenanigans. Y really needed to get another drop-off or something on -0 to distract it, because now I'm worried there could be a counterattack here. More mines are being produced by Y. I do like how Y is getting Combat Shield, probably the better upgrade if you are going to research something for your single barracks marine production, just to make him a little bit better at soaking damage. There's an SCV even trying to repair this one Widow Mine. He's on a bad trip. And now the Widow Mines are going to get killed off. I'd love to see scans from Y. One of the most scumbag things you can do as a Widow Mine Terran is scan to kill the observers. So that would be something that might improve Y a little bit with the Widow Mine strategy. For now, we are seeing just direct attacks with the mines from Y as well. No more Medivac drops, which is a little strange. I think it's probably something that Y wants to keep on doing. It might go for a battlecruiser transition at some point. And the Widow Mines are burrowing. But see, if there was a scan here, the Observer could be killed. The mine actually did fire. Gets a Stalker. Yeah, the SCV count is low. That's because it's building frickin' trillions of Widow Mines. They're cheap. They're not free. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be nice. To add a buff to tag that. It's basically like creating an API within the API, right? But if it works, it works. Another instance in which a scan would be very beneficial for Y to kill the Observer. Some of the mines might still fire. They do get a shot off. -0's ahead on supply. Oracle dies. There's more mines being built, but there's just no standing army to actually deal with these Stalkers. And so I think we've got our victor here. -0 is no fool. It handles things pretty darn perfectly. Like, it's just general response to all kinds of shenanigans is great. The mines are getting some kills, but -0 can take these losses. One more. We've already had our one more, man. The one more has been one moored. If you want one more, subscribe is all I can say. And check out for tomorrow's video. Yeah, I think it's getting late for most people too. I'll probably be doing some more streams, just 24/7 bot stream. Stream so long you guys think I'm a bot. Like, this guy's been live for 3 days. He must be a bot. Yeah, I'll definitely be casting, probably doing some more live streams just because I have time over the next month. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in though, guys. It's been a great live stream. If you enjoy the content, check out the description and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.